Hey, I'm Foxy Grandpa. Welcome to my channel. And the before times, I used to get dressed up and host shows and perform all the time, but now I do it in the comfort of my own home. And I'm going to do it for you today while I talk about something weird that I've recently watched. I'm going to block my eyebrows, put my hair back, and then let's get started on today's special feature. Let's talk about the movie that I watched today, because I had a DVD that I was really excited about watching, and then I'm like, this will be a great first review. I don't really have a DVD player, but I have a DVD thing that I thought could plug into my MacBook, but it didn't connect. So long story short, I had about 40 minutes of technical issues, and then I screamed, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch Cats." Alright, so first of all, I'm just gonna throw on a little primer. I'm gonna show you guys just real fast as I go through. This is Laura Mercier. What is this? Pure Canvas primer. I got it as a free sample with a bunch of stuff when I ordered. So that's why I'm using it. Otherwise it's a little expensive. I have this I don't know, I really love the Bobbi Brown stuff, but I'm trying to use up some samples right now, so let's get it done. Cats. Oh my. So first of all, I had to spend $14.99 of my own money. I'm not employed right now. I don't have income. I spent that to watch where to start? Okay, so I've never seen the Broadway play, full disclosure. It sounded weird and not interesting. And then when someone vaguely described the plot to me, I was like, "You got to be joking." The fact that this is one of the most longest running shows on Broadway. I have so many questions. Alright, friends. Buckle in. So, it's about 2 hours long. It feels so longer. At one point, I started in my notes, putting down, timestamps at moments where I'm like, it's gotta be close to being over now. It certainly was not. No, thank you. Woo! Let's start with some makeup and keep it simple. So right now I'm throwing on, since I'm doing a full theater face. This is a Krylon TV paint stick. I'm using EF24. I think it's actually a little dark for me, but this stuff's expensive and we're gonna use it. I'm gonna make it work. Ready? Alright, so Cats. One of the longest running shows, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Lot of choices were made on this. I'm told this is a pretty faithful recreation or representation of the original play, which I don't know if I feel like I find that more concerning. There's so many aspects to talk about here. There's the Bananas story or plot, if you want to get into that, which feels weirdly like suicide ideation. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on there. And then there's the movie itself, the visuals of it. It is a CGI nightmare. Come to life. So apparently, I looked up some pictures of the actors while they were filming. Apparently, they wore some face stuff and everything, but then they're wearing green screen bodysuits against a green screen. So they're just the editors and animators are essentially just sort of making up all of the visuals, and the actors have no the actors have no physical input into their character or anything. Um, it's like, it's wild. It looks so weird. Like, I feel like it would look so much better as a play because, like, I can, like, all the dancing and everything, I was like, I know, like, Idris Elba ain't, like, does not have a Y scale. Like, he ain't bringing his foot up to his face. I know, Rebel Wilson can, like, bust a move, but, like, the weird, like, the pirouettes and stuff, it's just, like, it was so unrealistic. And so it just sort of seemed like, okay, you created these things on a computer that can dance. It sort of takes away from the idea that, like, when you go to a play, you're seeing these people that can actually dance and move like that. So there's, like, a whole level of, like, I feel like interaction that is just completely taken out by all the CGI-ness. Also, everything about this movie is, like, weirdly, like, sexual. There's so many, like, weird undertones and, like, rubbing up against each other, but, like, nobody has genitals and nobody has buttholes. Like, James Corden's character has a whole 5-minute sequence about how much he loves to eat, but, like, where is it coming out? How is he pooping? He doesn't have a butthole! Where is it going? There's a lot going on here. There's not much of a plot. It seems, I guess the play was the same. It's just like a weird set of vignettes where you meet all of these different kinds of cats. You get, like, their name and, like, a vague description of what they do, and then like you move on with your life, and then we go to another scene. They apparently, like, the character, Victoria, Veronica, the boring like white cat that just follows you around the whole movie. Apparently she was created for the movie as a way to sort of, like, tie everything together. I'm gonna say mission failed on that one because it just made it even weirder. It was like, why was she there the whole time? Because, like, she was just, like, getting dragged from vignette to vignette. Like, she had no agency in anything that was happening. She just sort of, like, it starts. Okay, so the movie starts, and there are humans in this world. We know this, because when we start the movie, by the way, I should have said this ahead of time, major spoiler alert. If you are looking to not be spoiled, go somewhere else, because I'm going to talk about all the details inside of these things. Alright? Okay. So, like, at the very beginning, it's like some sort of human has like a bag with a cat in it and chucks it into an alley. Like, are there not shelters? Can you just not, like, drop it off at, like, the Humane Society or something? Like, what did that cat, it's just, like, from first 5 seconds, so many questions. And then we never see another human again. And as if the city is dead, they do not exist, and there are only these weird cats. And there's, like, everything is, like, cat-themed. All the theaters, like, there's the Egyptian with all this, like, cat stuff everywhere. And then McCafferty. Close enough. He's, like, the bad cat or whatever. But he has, like, freaking posters and, like, signs with his face on it all over the city. Or at least all over this corner. $14.99 that I will never, ever get back. I'm just gonna put on a little, like, a contour. This is, like, just Ben Nye cream foundation. I think this is a hazelnut. And then this is some fun clown white, because I'm pale as hell, so that is what I highlight with. And we're gonna throw that on real fast. Wow, I'm still on page 1 of these notes. I'm still on page 1. Let's just go through. Okay, so we set up what's happening. This cat gets dumped, and then, like, she meets this group of cats, and then she just sort of gets, like, pulled from scene to scene where different cats sing about themselves. Or there's, like, this weird cat orgy at one point. Nobody has genitals! No, Some of the cats have boobs, but there's only like two boobs. Like cats have like multiple teeth. The magician cat, he has like just bare human feet, but like everyone else has like paws. Okay. So, yeah, so I have all these questions about what this lady's doing. Whatever. Um, so now my biggest question for the whole movie, for anyone, if you're watching this, if you have an answer, I would love to know, because this is going to keep me up all night. What is a jellicle cat? They just start singing about like, is a jellicle cat, jellicle world, and like, but it's never, it's never explained what it is. Like everybody wants to be one, and like the Victoria, whatever the main cat, like wants to be one, but what? Why can the cats do ballet? Why? Like I feel like I love me some magical realism. Nothing wrong with that. Let's have some fun. Let's have some imagination. But like, here's the thing: like, if you're gonna set up a world, the rules, like, they have to be whatever they are. They have to be like consistent. Like some of the cats are on all fours all the time. Some of them are on twos, and they're doing like pirouettes and like all sorts of like jetés and stuff. Where did they learn this? Is there like a cat ballet academy? Who teaches it? Is there like a cat Baryshnikov? How are they moving so well when their feet are like shaped like weird like claw things? 5 minutes in. It's a street dancing cult of furries that vary in size depending on where they are. Because one other thing about this movie is that, like, because of all the CGI, there's supposed to be cats, all of the sizes are very, very weird. Like, at one point, the cats seem like they're 5 feet tall, and then another point, they seem like they've got to be the size of rats. And it just, there's no, like, who was in charge of, like, who was in charge of continuity, you guys? What happened? What happened here? All the cats have names, weird names, types. What's this? Did that cat just say magic and run away? Yes, he did. I forget, what's the name of the magic cat? Oh my god. Okay, can I read you the IMDb, like, little synopsis description here? A tribe of cats, called the Jellicles, must decide yearly which one will ascend to the Heaviside layer and come back a new Jellicle life. This synopsis already has way more information than any of the movie provided me. Mr. Mistopheles. Mr. Mistopheles. Yeah, that's the magic cat. Where are we? Oh yeah, so this movie is filled with celebrities. It is a star-studded movie, heavy with the weight of like everyone's A-list stuff, right? And they are almost completely unrecognizable. There were only a few that I was like, is that Judi Dench? Just because like they kept most of their face and their voice was pretty recognizable. Alright, so apparently my camera cut out while I was doing some stuff, and I blended out a little bit here. So let me just recap, because it's painful and I don't want to go through it again. I'm very upset. Rebel Wilson, I gotta say it again. So she's in her kitchen dancing. She taught cockroaches how to dance. She unzips her fur to reveal like a sparkly fur underneath with like a purple suit, and then like the fur she's pulling off has lining underneath. The clothing in this movie is very weird. Judi Dench is wearing Old Deuteronomy is wearing like a giant white fur cloak, and it feels like, and it's that matches their fur, and it feels like if like I walked around with a giant like coat of like made of people, it's just so unsettling. James Corden's wearing a full tuxedo at some point. Ah! Oh yeah, I think I might have cut out before I got a chance to mention all of the celebrities in there. Taylor Swift, Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson deserves better than this. Who's it? Like Ian McKellen. There's just too many famous people in them, and I didn't recognize any of them at all. And I thought Taylor Swift was the main cat for like the first like while in the movie until it was only when she sung that I was like, is that Taylor Swift? But then I wasn't sure, and I had to check later. I can't recognize anybody. All that talent wasted. You can't see who anybody is. So let's have a little talk about the names. There is a cat in this play named Rum Tum Tugger. Rum Tum Tugger. This is played by the lovely Jason Derulo, who I will say does his best. He is, when you're given a garbage pile, you try to make it work. You do what you can, and he did what he could. He did what he could. I found Rum Tum Tugger's character far too uncomfortably sexual, for a character that has no genitals and no butthole, and seemingly no reason to have sexual desire. Oh, okay. And then one of the cats at one point makes a neutering joke, like about Rum Tum Tugger, like, oh, we should get him neutered or something. And it's like, nobody has genitals! How are you gonna neuter somebody that doesn't have genitals? None of you have genitals! How do you even know what that is? You don't have balls. You've never seen balls in your life. All of you are smooth like Barbie dolls. Everything about this is super sexual. And like when they go into like the milk bar, and like there's cats, and there's literally cats like open mouths, just like white fluid like pouring into their mouths all over them. They're like, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. This movie is rated PG. This is so sexual. But it's fine because nobody has genitals. I find this more disturbing. I find this far more disturbing because the implications are just so confusing and upsetting. Oh yeah, at one point, Rum Tum Tugger declares that offer me cream and I sniff and sniff. Well, relatable. Don't feel it's appropriate for this family adventure. Okay. Oh yeah, so then I put, and at this point, I'm only 20 minutes into watching this movie. I'm like, I'm pretty convinced that this is some sort of elaborate fetish mechanism that Andrew Lloyd Webber has set up for himself. Like, when like rich people get like everything bores them, and like they want like really like get really into like weird specific sex stuff. That's what I feel like happened here. That's what I feel like. I think that's what happened to Andrew Lloyd Webber. I think that's why cats exist. And then finally we meet Grisabella, who's like the only moment of any sort of like pathos or anything in this movie. Any sort of emotional tug is delivered completely from Jennifer Hudson's vocal cords and nothing else. Yeah, so like she's been like ruined by McCafferty somehow. That is not made clear. Like, did she touch him and pick up his weird magic? That's like, so she's not a Jellicle cat anymore? Is he like a pimp and he's pimping her out? Like, do they just like unfairly like dislike him and she's like suffering from a bad bout of depression? No answers are given. Only more questions. And then we get James Corden pulling up in, and he's like a fat cat. He's also wearing like a tuxedo, which is confusing because he's also has a lot of fur. He looks like the Penguin. Like, do you remember Batman and Robin, Danny DeVito, the Penguin? That's what he looks like. That's exactly what he looks like. Oh yeah, and then we get like a 5-minute long song dance montage about how much James Corden's character, who, actually, let me look it up real fast. Bustopher Jones. We're gonna go with James Corden. there's a whole segment about how fat he is and how much he likes to eat. And after like the first 30 seconds, I was like, we get it. We get it. You're fat and you like to eat. And that's, yeah, okay. And that's why you are fat. Great. I like, what? It just like, and they're like eating out of trash cans, but he's like, it's first class. There's lobsters all of a sudden. I don't know. So I didn't even tell you. So the concealer I'm using, sorry, this movie got me so upset. The concealer I'm using is from Kimchi Cheek, the Most Concealer. And then the powders I'm using are also both Kimchi Cheek. Try saying that 3 times fast. There you are. 3 times fast. I love this powder. This is the Puff Puff Pass. Set and bake. Can you see? I love this stuff. I've had it for a while and I use it a lot. It even comes with its own little puff. Although sometimes I like to use my big one. And look, it's you can't, I don't know if you can see it, but it's shaped like the holes are shaped like a little heart. But like this powder is so good, and it's super affordable, and you're supporting a queer artist. So yeah, I highly recommend so many things. I have so many of her products. I love this stuff. Okay, and then the darker powder I'm using is also the Puff Puff Pass. So this is like the no color extra baking and fixing is the white stuff. And then just the regular Puff Puff Pass, it's like a suntan color. I'm gonna keep this out though for doing under my eyes, just in case I like to keep powder on and leave it, and then if there's fallout from my eyeshadow, I can just like brush it all off and get it to go. So I love color. I personally hate eyeshadow palettes that even have, frankly, more than 3 neutrals, because that's 3 too many for me. I love color. I love color palettes. Those are my favorite palettes. So this palette I've used it a few times and I love it. It's super great. This is the meatball palette, the Hip Dot meatball palette. Yeah, this is what's this? Diamond Diva with meatball. This is the one that has all the different colors. Yeah, so but yeah, look at these colors, man. Right? Alright, should we get back to talking about cats? I think I wrote I hate this movie like 5 times in my notes. It committed the biggest sin for me, which was that it was boring. It was boring and confusing. I like absurd things. This was not fun. So then we meet 2 other cats who, again, sing us a song about their name. And we learn about who they are, like sort of their characteristics or whatever. And these 2, are they brother and sister? Are they lovers? Are they both? Probably all of the above. Mungo Jerry and Rumpelteazer. The songs are so repetitive. It's like, Rumpelteazer, Rumpelteazer. And it's just like, they get in trouble all the time, I guess, because they're like, I don't know, they get in trouble because they're cats. It just seemed very like normal cat stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, so then they start stealing a bunch of jewelry. And they put like on they put on rings on their wrists, like their bracelets. But even the biggest ring would never fit over a cat's paw. Like, they would have to be the size of hamsters for any of this to make sense. And somebody made a joke about one of the cats, because that's all that's in this goddamn movie. God-forsaken movie. Make a joke about how, like, I don't know, they're gonna get laid or find some action or something, and I put, hope you like dry humping because nobody's got genitals. There's nothing to stick inside of anything. Just about cats. That haunts me. So anyway, this whole ballroom scene, it's giving me like super weird vibes. Like, I don't know if any of y'all have seen the movie Suspiria. It's giving me those vibes. Except this is supposed to be about cats. This is not supposed to be a horror movie. I just like the tone. What is the tone of this movie? Is it camp? Am I supposed to laugh at it? Am I supposed to laugh with it? Am I supposed to be sad? Am I supposed to pity it? What? Just like the tone shifts so radically. Like, it goes from like, is like McCaffrey gonna like break this cat to like, oh, we're just like dancing and having a good time in a ballroom, and someone has magical powers for some reason, but then doesn't again, and it's never explained. Oh yeah, and then the ballroom scene, they're all dancing. It's like so weirdly sexual. They're all like rubbing against each other. How can it be so sexual when no one has genitals or buttholes? I'm told there's an entire cut of this movie that is filled with buttholes. It has all the buttholes intact. If somebody can get a hold of it and get it to me, I would love to watch that. I feel like, honestly, it might make a difference. Yeah, so Grisabella. Okay, I do want to say, I am loving the nails that she is featuring. It's like a really cute, like, I think it's like a gray talon. Totally coordinates with the outfit. Giving me glamour cat, you know, giving me like subdued, like sadness glamour. And Ian McKellen, he plays Gus, the theater cat. Do you know what Gus is short for? Do you? Good. I've never heard this one before. Asparagus. Asparagus. What kind of cat am I? Am I a jellicle cat? Oh yeah, what is McCavity's deal? It's never made clear why they don't like him, why he's in exile. Is it because he has magic? But some of the other cats seem to have magic. Like, there's even a magic cat that's a jellicle cat. I paid $14.99. Do you know what I could have bought for $14.99? I could have bought a dozen confetti cannons. I could have bought like a whole bunch of Taco Bell. I could have bought like a whole bunch of beer. Skimble Shacks. He's a train cat, and actually he sounds like a real narc and not fun at all. I don't want anything to do with him. Kimchi Cheek. This is the Thaler bronzer. I'm gonna throw on to give myself a little definition. Old Deuteronomy gets like kidnapped at some point. It's taken back to to that weird boat McCavity has everyone on that's in a place that is never defined, or whatever. I'm assuming a dream space, or maybe it's just who knows? I don't even know what city they're supposed to be in. There's this big thing where like McCavity is like, you have to choose me now, ha 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 ha, and Old Deuteronomy's like, no, I only choose the cat that's like worthy of what, as we find out, is essentially dying. So he gets real mad. He leaves. And then we're all sort of left like, okay, what now? And then she sings, oh my god, and Jennifer Hudson, the one saving grace, the only good moment in this movie, Jennifer Hudson is allowed to sing a little bit. And we get a beautiful rendition of Memories, which that's not a song I particularly care for. I think it's like overplayed, sappy, and I don't think it has any real, I don't know. It doesn't connect to anything for me. It just feels like sap. But she makes it sound amazing. It was so good. It was so beautiful. And as she melted my heart, apparently she melted Old Deuteronomy's heart and welcomed her back and whatever into like the clan, only to choose her as the Jellicle choice, which she and everyone else is excited about. But what this means is like there's like a crashed chandelier on the ballroom floor. This part is just like, if you think this movie hasn't gotten wild enough already, she gets in there. Yeah. So this is the Trixie Mattel Summer of Love blush. I love this blush. I think I'm gonna put on a little girl on girl and then darken it with a little side check. Alright, so Jennifer Hudson gets into the chandelier, right? And all of a sudden it starts like rising up in the sky. Apparently it's attached to a hot air balloon that like suddenly decided to launch as soon as she got in. I don't know who's rigging this. Apparently this happens every year. Like, where are all these hot air balloons coming from? That means every year there's a new hot air balloon that these like street cats are just like sending up in the sky with a friend to die. Who's financing this? Who's building this? Like, who's like... And the chandelier! You need a new chandelier every time because the chandelier goes up with it. It's a big chandelier. It's like a ballroom chandelier. Is it like, does the chandelier come back in 6 months and like land with like, I don't know, the person gone or something? And they're like, oh hey, yeah, we can use it again, yeah. That would be economical. Never explained, nothing. Nothing about this. Is it magic? Are we hallucinating? Is this really happening? It's not even like fun guessing, it's just like, I don't know why is this happening? Alright. Yeah, let's go. Let's finish it off with the kimchi cheek. This is the Thaler Get Glow, the Hollywood Glow. This is cute because it has like two. It has like two, sort of like a more goldeny one, and then like sort of a more. Ah! Okay, so what I'm using, this is the NYX Super Fat Eye Marker. I love this. I use it for big lines, little lines. I love their eye markers. They're just really easy for me to use. Okay, and then at the end, there's like not even 10 minutes left. We're like sort of sitting at the stupid statue they've been hanging out at the whole time. You know, like Judi Dench is like, I don't know, teaching the children or whatever. And then she turns from whatever cat she's talking to and looks directly in the camera. The entire movie, nothing. No interaction. But like the last 10 minutes, Judi Dench, or sorry, old Deuteronomy, completely breaks the fourth wall and delivers like a 5-minute monologue to the audience. About like, I don't know, like treat a cat like a cat, I guess, like, yeah, and then starts singing about cats, looking in your eyes and singing to you about cats. And she's like, I hope you learn a thing or two. Yeah, this is garbage. I don't want to know what they sing to me, cats, 'cause it's bad. Oh, I didn't know I went first. I usually. Why? Why cats? Why cats? Why? Okay, so I'm not. I am aware that this was originated from like a T.S. Eliot poem or whatever. Jellicle cats have cheerful faces. Jellicle cats have bright black eyes. I'm honest. It's not that shit. You didn't need to make a freaking musical about this much. God, I can't believe it ran for so long. How? That is mind-boggling. If I never hear the word Jellicle cat for the rest of my life, that'd be a good life. Oh, sorry, this is NYX, Extreme Lip Color. What color is this? Disco Rage. This is NYX Candy Slick Jelly Bean Dream. I like this because it also tastes like candy. Memories all alone in the moonlight. I'm gonna throw on a wig and a couple of clothes. Let's close this out. Memories all alone in the moonlight. I can smell the old days. Butthole. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my review of Cats. I'm gonna conclude it here. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 cat buttholes, cause Jennifer Hudson was great. Otherwise, it's going to get a 0. But, yeah, she was the only thing worth watching in that, and she was only on screen for like 5 minutes. Alright, so the movie was terrible. The makeup's not great. I can only go up from here, y'all. So, if you are having fun, like and subscribe. Check me out next time. If you like this wig, I paid for it. I am not sponsored, but it is the Dramarama in mustard yellow from Rockstar Wigs. I ain't glued down right now because I gotta do something real. I gotta go somewhere quickly after this, and I gotta move. So I'm flying free right now with my little dome top. Woo! But I hope you had fun. I hope you have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. And come back and join me. Memories all alone in the moonlight. I can smell the old days when we all had genitals.